This is a review of the Panasonic U-Shape SteamDry iron. I'm going to walk you through the features of the iron and compare it to the iron that I'm replacing with it. So the first question that's asked is, why am I replacing it? Well, if we take a look at the lower end of this, the new iron, and compare it to this, the iron I'm replacing it with, you can see how this has a lot of scratches on it, and it has started leaving color on the fabrics, so it's time. The iron on the right is a Sunbeam digital steam iron. It costs about the same amount as the Panasonic U-Shape, but does come with a digital display and a better indicator of light right here that tells you when it's ready. First thing we're going to do is we're going to connect both irons to the socket and see how long it takes them to reach the temperature. So as you can see, the Panasonic has an extractable cord and a really long cable actually. You can see it's not fully extended at the moment, but it does have a lot of cable here. So we're going to connect both of them and see how long it takes them to start. As you can see, the indicator light on the U-Shape Panasonic one is hidden here, whereas on the Sunbeam it is right here on top. We're going to put them both on max. This one is already on max. See that here, I hope. And this one we're going to put using the display. While this is happening, we can walk through the features of this iron. Just spin those around here so we'll know when they hit the temperature. And it seems that the U-Shape really made it there fast. So we definitely have a distinct winner there. And that brought it up to linen quality. While we're waiting for the Sunbeam to get to the temperature, let's talk a little bit about the features of the U-Shape. And the U-Shape has arrived right now, but as you can see, it has a cord reel that we spoke about before. It shuts off automatically. It does do vertical steam. It throws a jet of steam. It is self-cleaning, anti-calcification unit there. It sprays water, and it has a curved sole plate so that it's easier to go through. Fairly basic feature set. I think that most irons have that today, except for the self-cleaning, which we'll see soon. On to the actual ironing test. I lowered the temperature on both irons to be cotton, and we're gonna use a basic cotton t-shirt, a Hanes t-shirt, and see how fast one swipe changes it. So start with the Panasonic one, and you can see it is fairly wrinkled. I'm gonna do one sweep. Okay. Of course that wasn't enough, but it has improved it noticeably. And we're going to try this one. And it is hard to see here, but I do seem to think that the Sunbeam iron being heavier did make a better effect on this. It is important to note that the U-Shape Panasonic is far lighter than the competitors, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's good because it's easier to move it around the fabric. It's bad because you have to apply downward pressure on these types of clothes in order for it to actually iron. We're going to examine how hard it is to put in water. Neither of the irons has a cup to use to put in water, so I'm using a standard kitchen measuring cup. Seems to be working quite well. And that about fills it up. You just close this. Now as this is happening and heating up the water, let's observe how it is on the other iron. So I think this one is one of the irons that you fill up in this position. So let's see. So this is way more difficult than pouring it into the Panasonic one. So yet another point for the Panasonic iron. Now let's look at the steam options here. Try to focus on that. Well, it has no steam, little steam, and a lot of steam. If we compare it to this, it's kind of the same. No steam, little steam. This one has another setting which is medium and a lot of steam right here. It also has a steam button, which I guess we need to wait for the water to actually get to the correct temperature for it to work. And it also has a squirt button, which does indeed work. Let's see if the steam button works when it's laying horizontally. Yes, definitely we can see that happening here. I don't know if the camera can catch it, but there's a lot of steam coming out of it, which is a good thing. Again, if we compare it to the Sunbeam one, let's try this. Put it on. So the Sunbeam has decided that it's time for it to turn off. Give it a sec. As you can see, these are the stains that I was talking about, that are a result of the back of the iron being all nasty. You can see them here. Now we've finished ironing and we can check out the retractable cable. Really does work well. And then it stops working. So, well, would you look at that. It worked well before. Let's try this again. So this is the second try of the retractable cord. I pulled it out a bit and I'm going to try it again. Yes, definitely works. Although it did have a hiccup before. So this has been the review of the Panasonic U-shape iron. It's a really good iron for $30. I really think that it gets the job done. A couple of problems we saw were the retractable cable not working out exactly as planned the first try. The fact that it's a little bit hard to get to changing the temperature. But all in all, in all other features, it really does work well and is recommended. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. This is a review of the Panasonic U-shape SteamDry iron. I'm going to walk you through the features of the iron and compare it to the iron that I'm replacing with it. So the first question that's asked is, why am I replacing it? Well, if we take a look at the lower end of this the new iron and compare it to this, the iron I'm replacing it with, you can see how this has a lot of scratches on it, and it has started leaving color on the fabrics. So it's time. The iron on the right is a Sunbeam digital steam iron. It costs about the same amount as the Panasonic U-shape, but does come with a digital display and